All right, what's going on, everyone? Elevate the World podcast, Sky the Body. We got Train Like Prince. We got Ange Fit. We are episode 31. I'm telling you, these are right, 31, right? Am I counting right?
We getting old. We getting old.
Wait, is it 30?
Oh, it's 30.
It's
right?
30.
29.
No, it's episode. Wait, hold on.
No, it's 30.
Episode 30. It's 30.
This is messing with us. He knew it was. All right, 30. My bad. I can't count. No, 30 episodes, guys. We're crushing this right now. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us as well. You guys have been a huge help in helping us grow and giving us feedback on what you guys want to listen to. So for today's topic, we're going to kind of jump into a little bit about how to prepare for a competition, how to prepare for an event, something that you're kind of getting ready to. Like, we'll go a little bit more depth about it, but we're going to start off with Ange's quote first. What you got for us today,
All right.
Ange?
So first off, I love this topic so much. You guys may have to cut me off and tell me to be quiet because I'm all about preparing and I'm obsessed with it.
I'm excited to hear from you.
Okay. All right. So if you guys are not following, if you're not, these are $1 from the boardwalk, guys, at Ocean City. Go get yourself some. Some.
Love it.
All right. So if you're not following, her name is Won, W-O-N. Okay. Last name, I'm afraid I'm going to butcher. Dolgowski. So her Instagram is at Wand, W-O-N-D Wellness. So at Wand D Wellness. Okay. Follow her on Instagram. She's amazing. She's so real. She's a fitness coach. I believe she's a pharmacist as well. So a lot of education and background. Okay. So this not really a quote, but this statement from her screamed at me. And you need to really digest it because we hear this and sometimes we think, okay, whatever, I'm doing it. But like, actually look at your actions. She says, stop chasing a former version of yourself. It's outdated. Focus on the 2.0 version.
That's fire.
Yes. And it's scary at the same time because we think we're going to elevate by doing the same things, but we're not. If you want to go somewhere else, you got to change what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
She spoke to me with that one.
No, it's really, it talks about like everything that we've talked about in our previous podcasts as well. Like you need change to evolve. If you're not changing, you're not growing. Like you're dying. You're not going up, going down. I really love that a lot, actually. Which obviously brings us into our topic with like how to prepare. Kind of going off your quote a little bit. Like when I think about like preparing, like I always think about like high school or in college when it came to my athletics. When it came for like football game or a wrestling match or a tournament, like this is like, I don't know, like what it made me because I was at a golf tournament yesterday for a golf outing for my alumni. And I was like with one of my wrestling buddies who's a coach at the wrestling team. And I think maybe that's kind of like what like sparked this for me. It was kind of just thinking like, all right, like what did I always do before a wrestling match? Like what worked, what didn't work, and like trial and error kind of stuff. So this is kind of like why I wanted to go with this topic. And I really want to hear from you guys what I feel like everyone does something different, whether it's like superstitions, whether it's wearing the same.
Yeah.
What you got, your special underwear?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Scotty, back it up. Who was the guy with the golf club? Was that a beer ball? What was that? Talk to me about your Instagram story real quick. Was this an alum, a former alum? Like, and by the way, love your enthusiasm cheering him on. I was like, man, this is pumped. This is awesome. Who was that?
Tim Eller.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
You know, Amanda.
So, like you said, like we're supposed to know who he was. Like he's like, you didn't
know?
Oh
my gosh, that was Tim.
That was Tim.
Stop.
No, Tim.
Oh wait, Tim. Oh, I thought you said Tim Miller. Tim Eller.
Eller.
Tim Eller.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you got the champ. You
so-
with the champ, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
that man's awesome. Good for you. I bet
What's
that was
up,
a good
Tim?
time.
I
Yeah,
said that.
Tim.
Tim always
I said,
reminded me of Robert Downey Jr.
yes.
Oh, can you tell him we all said hi? Please tell
I,
him we said hi.
I will. Well, I went to their house.
And Amanda.
Amanda and him, and we had like a couple drinks, and we were saying like how much like we miss you and all that. Like I'm like thankful that I still get to talk to you guys every week. But they definitely do miss you.
Oh, well, tell them
Oh man,
we
they're
just
awesome.
adore them. They're awesome.
Yeah. I said
Yeah, they're
Amanda
awesome.
just reply like that's my boy.
Yeah. So tell them both they got shout outs on the podcast.
I will. I definitely will. Yeah, but that was just like an alumni thing. But that was I brought Tim, Chris, the trainer that was at 45, and
It's fun.
Brendan Clark. You guys remember Brendan?
Nice. Awesome, dude.
What's
Yeah.
up? Yes.
Yeah, of course, dude. Brendan, man, hey, Brent, real quick, Brendan, thank you for all the spices, bro. We still saucing it up off of the seasons that you gave me when I left, man. All awesome people that Scotty mentioned, man.
Gosh.
Just great people.
I
Love
miss
it,
our
love it.
football talk, man. I missed it. I miss it all. Great
Right.
people. Great people.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I think like being around some of like the athletics and stuff like that kind of like sparked this topic for me. So real quick, I'll kind of start things off with we'll start off kind of like what do you do leading up to, or we can even start like the plan for the event or the competition. So obviously like in high school and college, like you don't plan anything, like it's all like scheduled out for you. Like you have your schedule for everyone you're going to play and like your tournaments and all that. So that like that stuff was kind of like easy, but you do have to still prepare yourself for the season. You have to prepare yourself to get ready for all these matches. So it's like kind of like off season work, like making sure you're getting your conditioning levels up, make sure you're getting stronger, like eating the right foods, like all that. Like we took that very serious in college. It's basically kind of like getting ready for the preseason and then going through like so that was during off season, and the actual preseason, like kind of like doing like more sports specific training. And then when we got into the season, that's where we kind of like took off a little bit of the heavy loading and stuff like that, and did like we basically just wrestled like every day to kind of keep us in that conditioning shape. But then basically like weeks like leading up to a wrestling match was basically making sure you were hydrated, trying to get down in weight closer like before like the match instead of like trying to cut it all out the day before, which I had a lot of friends. And then they just would not make weight, or they'd feel like complete ass going into a match.
Right. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's definitely a lot different when it comes to wrestling, because you have to make sure you're at a certain weight. So if you're really cutting weight and you're like just not eating and not drinking, like that's going to catch up to you on match day. Like you're not gonna be able to give your full, like your best performance. So luckily, like when I wrestled, I didn't have to worry too much about cutting weight. I was kind of like in that weight class where like we needed somebody. Like if I probably went down a weight class in college, I probably would have been maybe a little bit better, because I would have went guys more my size. Because I probably could have lost like another 10 pounds at least.
Really?
I was going against guys that were like 4 inches taller than me, and just felt like they were just like men, like the man, like dad strength that they had. It felt like it was wild.
Oh man, I feel like I'm wrestling a bear.
Yeah. Anytime we wrestled in Pennsylvania, I swear they just had like farm strength.
I'd go camping with you, Scotty. You rescue a bear, man. You'd wrestle a
Yeah.
bear. I'd go camping. I would not feel at all threatened. It'd be like, yeah,
Nah.
man, we're protected.
We got this.
Bring out the Scotty. Bring out the Scotty. Call in the secret weapon.
Staying hydrated, and then making sure you're smart about your training, not like being sure not to overtrain, making sure you're taking a rest day before the actual event to give your body like rest, eating the right foods, making sure like you're definitely carb loading, like good carbs, like not eating a bunch of candy and shit, like making sure you're getting some like your whole grains, you're getting all your vegetables in, stuff like that. And then just making sure you get like making sure you have your bag ready, like making sure you got your headgear, your shoes, backup like clothes just in case, like stuff to change into if you're traveling. Make sure you got your soap and your towel, like stuff like that. Because like the last thing you want to do is go to another school that's like 3 hours away, and then you're just wearing all your stinky stuff at the end of a match, driving.
You
3
hear
hours.
this, athletes? You hear this, high school and college athletes? Level up and be prepared. Okay, don't rely on your mama to pack your bag the night before. Get your water bottles. And I can speak. My 12-year-old, I'm already prepping her. Get your stuff together. Be responsible for your stuff. High school athletes, you shouldn't even be asking your mama to pack your water. Like, come on.
Nah.
No, and then I could tell you how many times where like it was literally like year by year where I learned and got more prepared and ready for my matches and ready for the tournaments. Because like I remember my first one I went there, I had like 1 bottle of water and like chips or like some pretzels or like just something. And I was just sitting there starving, just having, and then going to like the food court and like just trying to like buy a bunch of food. Like, and then like the next year, like, all right, cool. Like now I prepare myself with food, but then I'm just sitting there, like just bored. Like my phone died and like, all right, you bring a charger,
yeah. You only made that mistake one time.
Exactly.
One time. Travel with your team, your phone charger.
And then you eventually just start like preparing yourself. And like, by the time I was a senior, like I had it down pat. Like I was like teaching the other kids, like, all right, guys, like, make sure you got this, make sure you're bringing this. Like, you don't want to be like stuck here, especially if you're not wrestling. Like if we're staying over at a hotel, like you're gonna be sharing a bed, like if like all these things. So definitely it's not something you just know off the bat. I mean, I have more things to talk about for other events as well, but I want to let you guys get a little bit in here as well. Ange, what's some things that you like to get ready for the week of, like leading up to a competition or event?
Well, the first thing, which I think we're out of order. Prince, you want to talk? You want me to go last?
Go for it. No, it's all good. Now go for it. I was ready to soak up some game.
Okay, so the first thing I do, being in my current situation, before we even get to that point, the first thing I do is I have a meeting with the people in my house. We sit down, we talk about what I'm training for, what show is it, what's the date, what's it going to entail, what's it going to be, what I need to do, and I let everybody know what's about to happen, right? And the same for my husband, for Angelo. When he's getting ready to train and he's signing up for a 24-hour adventure race, we sit down. He goes over the logistics. This is where it is. This is what we're going to have to do. This is how I want you involved. This is what I'm going to need you to do. And then we come up with a plan as a family. Even though they're not the one getting on stage, I'm not the one running 24 hours, though I am more involved in Angelo's events than he is in mine, just because bodybuilding is so different than adventure racing. I mean, I don't have to explain to you that. Like, you need a pit crew, you need someone to make your food while you're out there, you need someone to track you, you need someone that has some, first aid. Like, that's a whole nother topic. But for me, I just really have to, like, I call it like bobbing and weaving, like through the schedule of the house, like what I need to do, where I need to be for me, but also make sure everybody else needs to be where they need to be. Does that make sense? Race and soccer and school events and different things. So that's the first thing. Okay. And bodybuilding's super complicated. I mean, get yourself a coach like mine. Literally a couple months before the show, she'll be like, hey, you got your suit, you got your shoes. Practice posing starts right away. You're prepping. I call it like, it's like the Spartan, like you're getting ready for battle. Like you really have to have everything in a line. When you travel to bodybuilding shows, and if you're in the bodybuilding world, you're laughing at this. You literally are packing so much. You need everything. And you're not changing. If your body's acclimated to your food and different things, you're really not changing so much the week before a competition. Yes, peak week is a thing, and your coach advises you through that. But for me, guys, I don't really change too much. Food levels increase. But that's about it. I really choose the same foods. Don't try something new. I
Never.
don't care what sport it is. The week before an event, don't try something new. Don't be like, oh, my championship game's tomorrow. I'm going to go to this new restaurant, or I'm going to eat this food I've never eaten before. Rookie mistake. And I always go back, if you watched Michael Jordan, Last Dance, or if you follow basketball, y'all remember when he ordered out a pizza the night before a game and got food poisoning? Don't do that. Don't do that. Which I'm like, why would his coaches let him do that? You know, somebody knows it's for Michael Jordan. They could like poison that stuff. They could put something in it. Don't eat out. Pack your food. I still do this for Reese. If she's got a championship game, I send her dinner with her. If she's traveling, I send her dinner so that she's not eating something that disrupts her digestion or her stomach. I will literally pack her dinner for Friday night, and just stick with what you know and what your body knows. Don't try any weird supplements. One year we were out in Vegas at Lake Las Vegas for a 24-hour race in the desert. And Tough Mudder, if you ever listen to this podcast, which I doubt, I don't know, maybe you will. Why did you put out C4 on the course? So athletes were drinking it, getting sick. Like, don't do that. Don't drink anything in a Gatorade container out on a course if you're doing a race, unless you know it's water. Okay. So like, that would be my two things is, number one, meet with your family, meet with the people in your house or the people that are going to be somewhat affected by you training, right? And then leading up to an event, don't change anything or do anything drastically different. Your body needs time to get acclimated to certain foods, certain things, certain vitamins, maybe mineral like supplements. Do not try anything crazy. So that would be like two things that I would just say are definite. Yes.
I definitely agree with those, especially
Right.
especially the one like don't try something new before a workout. Like, I can't tell you how many times where I've either tried that or seen that fail for somebody.
Yeah, let me changing variables at the last minute.
No.
Man.
Yep. All right, Prince, you're on.
Let's go. I would say, man, I'm just gonna go piggyback off a couple of life experiences. Like I think, like, I don't know if it's verbatim or quote, but the whole thing of luck is friend, preparation meets opportunity, that type of thing.
Good one.
And I feel like that's what that applies to every freaking thing, man. I think about like even when I was getting ready to leave for boot camp in the military, and like since I'm a bigger guy, like one of the things I had to, I'm not a bigger guy now, thank God, but like when at the time I was one of the bigger guys, and like I like had to make sure that I made my weight, like when I left MEPS and then when I left to go to boot camp, and there's a certain weight requirement that I had to like just make sure that I didn't mess up on. And like by that time my diet was in a good place, and it was just like, hey, like everyone, including like other guys I was in the hotel with the night before, it was a thing of like, they're like, oh well man, hey, we're getting ready to leave, and once you leave, it's not, you're not gonna have this type of freedom to eat what you want to do, this and that. And thank God I didn't, because the next morning when you go to MEPS, the first thing they do is they test your blood sugar levels. And so a lot of guys, they don't make it off to boot camp just because they drink orange juice before going to MEPS. Then blood sugar levels are too high, stuff like that. So thank God I kept my discipline with that, stuff like that. So it's just like small things where it's like, you know what, you too close to, as much as you want to reward yourself, you too close to let go. Like for everything you've been prepping for, you're gonna let that go in this 1 minute. And dude, so many other things. I think the biggest thing too is like when you don't prepare at all. It's the absolute preparation for failure. And sometimes we know it, like and then you think that you could just wing something and it don't work like that. Sometimes you can, but a lot of times you can't. It don't work like that. When I got to boot camp, I'll talk about one of my failures. When I got to boot camp, I did not know how to swim. And, my recruiter was just like, he was like, don't worry about that. I did not know how to swim. I didn't prep for it. And those were some of the longest days of my life. And they were so bad to where like I was failing tests like academic tests in boot camp because I was so stressed out about swimming that I didn't care about
Oh.
anything else. And like, you know, my recruiter, he sat down, not my recruiter, but my RDC in the Navy sat down with me because I wanted to quit. And he was like, I just can't let you do that. He was like, I'm not gonna let you do it. He was like, I need you to focus on the task at hand. When you swimming, you focus on the task at hand. When it's test time, you focus on the task at hand. You got to put all that other stuff aside. And I think that's big with preparing for anything in life, any event, anything. Like it's like, okay, we all got a million things going on. But like, you know, you got to hone in and put the blinders on for that specific event or whatever it is, and not let anything else distract you from that and focus on the task at hand. I think that's the biggest thing with preparing for anything is focusing on task at hand.
That's great advice. I wrote that down.
Yeah, man. Thank you. But outside of that, I got a gang of stories of when I did not prepare, which have, you know, helped me prepare pretty much. And I think like, you know, it's awesome that we are doing this episode to give some people the tools for success. Because a lot of us, our tools for success were derived from our own failures and experiences. So like even like Scotty mentioned, like, you know, the first time you like you mentioned, like first time you're going to like the like out traveling, you forgot something. Second time you forgot something else. But it's like each time you learn and you didn't forget that thing next time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, and like for another instance for me, like what something I always had to prepare for were like those Spartan races or like Tough Mudders or obstacle course races. Never usually like super long ones. And usually when I do them, I would say majority of the time I'm actually by myself. So I don't really have anyone to kind of like make a plan or figure things out. I just always try to get there plenty early, making sure I have plenty of time to stretch, make sure I bring enough food. I always pack a protein shake for after I'm done. Sometimes I'll have I usually don't do like pre-workout or anything like that. Sometimes I'll even do like a super carb, or I'll just make sure I have a banana, but make sure I fueled up the night before, so I have all those stored energies. And then I kind of just like find a spot, like just hold it down, stretch it, like warm up, and then once I'm ready, I do my bag check, and then I get ready for my heat. Making sure you have a change of clothes when you're done, because you don't want to sit in your nasty, dirty, muddy clothes.
Yes.
Especially if you're like,
Oh, I've done that too many times.
I had suntan lotion, but I ended up going empty before I was like finished like doing my back. So like I had to like ask somebody for suntan lotion. Just making sure that yeah, just like how many times I've been to one where crap, like I forgot to have this, or I didn't have a towel like to change my clothes because the bathrooms were closed. Like all like these little things just like you slowly start to add up, and you just then they come like almost automatic for you. So another thing is, so I wanted to talk about so like let's say it is like race day or event day. Do you guys have like a playlist? Do you guys have a certain genre of music you listen to? What's like something that gets you in the zone? Usually if it's like something like athletic. For me, I always had the same playlist in college. I maybe added to it, but I had a mix of music. I had Red Hot Chili Peppers. I had Disturbed on there. I had Lil Wayne, Mac. Like it had to be like an upbeat, and it had to be just something that kind of get me. I even had Slipknot on there. Angie Be Proud. And you got to make sure you got something that's kind of just like gonna like fire you up. You know what I mean? Something. Oh, I think we lost Ange.
Yeah. If you could see, her picture was just like this, like for the longest. I don't know if you've seen her picture up on the screen, but anyway.
But yeah, like I always need something that's gonna like kind of like pump me up. Usually, like sometimes I'll listen to more like metal and some kind of just like some upbeat, like fast stuff,
Some angry music.
Sometimes music, and then sometimes like it would just like, at least if it's like hip hop, like it's something I know all the words to, that I can just like start like in my head, just like kind of just like rap into or just like sing along with. Usually like all like my like middle school, high school, like kind of like throwbacks, like those songs for some reason, like they get me the most hype.
I feel that.
That's yeah. So usually I'll have like a playlist ready for that, and I just kind of like jam out. If I'm somewhere where I can like play the music out loud, like what if I'm driving somewhere, I'll just like be blasting in the truck, or Obviously I'll bring my headphones with me. If it's like something like where I'm like around a lot of people.
I feel it, man. I think, dude, not even I think, music is definitely my thing, dude. It's always some amp music. It's got to be something that's amped, bass dropping. Like sometimes if the artist is like really enthusiastic on the song, screaming, like, stuff like that. So music is big. I say the next thing is, dude, I always pray before, man. That just gets my spirit right, man. Especially whatever it is. Cause like even to this day, dude, I'm a lot better at it, but I still get nervous before getting ready to teach group fitness sometimes, you know what I mean? Or like something or something new happening in life. I'll still get nervous about it. So like I do things like music, pray, but then if the opportunity presents itself, like every day before I train, man, I don't get a full workout in. I do some exercise that really amp me up, like some box jumps or some muscle ups, or like something explosive, like some explosive movements, like kettlebell swings, jump squats, something where like my adrenaline almost gets going a little bit. I get to tap into those type 2 muscle fibers, stuff like that. I'll do things like that to kind of just get myself amped up in that moment. Music is big though, prayer is big, and then movement, like movement for the movement. And then just that self-talk, getting that self-talk going, like just like, you got this, man. And like, sometimes, I like talk a little mean, motivationally mean to myself, inside of my head, man. And if no one's around, I do a little screaming,
Yeah.
It just depends. It depends on the event. You know what I mean? Or what it may be. I know, like even in boot camp before battle stations, that was one of the funnest experiences because at that point you knew you made it through boot camp, and battle stations is like it's pretty much you're on a simulated ship, and it's pretty much simulating like your ship under attack. And you with your division who you went through all of this crap with for 2 months. You with your division, and y'all all amp each other up. And like like I lost my voice on the battle stations night. It's like you're up for 24 hours, and it's dope. I remember at the capping ceremony falling asleep standing up, but it was so much energy. So I'd say another thing is like if you prepping alone, that's one thing. But if you got like a team behind you, you got a squad, like make sure you got your amped up squad with you. You know what I mean? Your squad is like they're on that level with you, or they're down to take it to 100 with you. You know what I mean? For sure, for sure. Oh, is Ange back?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yep.
She's back. Okay.
Okay. So real quick,
there we go. Okay.
My earpiece died and my phone overheated and shut down all at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So I'm in my car.
Dang. Okay.
I'm in my car. So do not prop your phone up if you're recording or doing like some kind of like Instagram video or something. Do not prop your phone up on your leather steering wheel in the summer.
On a sunny day in Maryland.
On a sunny Maryland.
Another way to prepare next time you do it in your car.
Correct, Scotty.
Hey,
All right,
you wouldn't have learned without that experience.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah.
Music.
Okay. Oh. Music.
What are some go-to?
Oh my gosh. This is a loaded question. Okay. So music is very, 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 very important to me. You guys know we've talked about this. When I'm lifting and the further I am away from a show, the more heavy metal I lift to. Okay. Because lifts are still strong and heavy, and I'm feeling like battle, right? Where we're getting that mindset. The closer I get to show, we get a little bit more like hip hop. Like we get a little more smooth, a little more sass. We need a little more because, we're getting ready to perform on stage. So we need a little bit more, posing's more. And so you got to feel that vibe, a little more R&B. Like it just slows down a little bit. Cardio is definitely like Scotty vibes, like techno, like house to keep the pace going. Yes. Practice posing. Again, slow, more like a J-Lo Beyonce vibe. Totally something that's gonna like, get you to be able to be smooth and sassy. Yeah. So there, in the world of my bodybuilding world, there's a song for everything. Okay. The day of a show, Absolutely. If we've talked about this, I said this before. If you are a promoter of a show, you okay, shout out to Showtime, who promotes a lot of the Virginia shows. We had a venue with amazing dressing rooms. He was streaming music through all the dressing rooms. It was amazing. Other shows, you're standing around in silence. Can't do it. So backstage, I turn on music. And usually when I turn on the music, other girls are like, thank you. Like, we needed this. I'm like, yeah, we can't sit here, be tired, hungry, the last to go on. You know, we're shutting down shows. Like my 2 shows, like we didn't even get out till like 9 o'clock. Like the food truck they had was gone. Like everything's gone. And here you got these bikini competitors on at the end of the night, you know? So we need music. So I always have to be prepared. Driving to the show, to my hotel, I'm blasting my workout playlist. I'm just, you know, reminiscing on the hard work and the memories and what I did. And, you know, I love all that. Music's just so important in all those areas for me.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I said like music for like, because I knew that all 3 of us, music is like everything for us. It's literally our day, like workout. It can calm us down. It can get us going. And I was like saying before, like a lot of like my old like stuff from like middle school, high school, like college days, like those songs, like those still get me pumped up. The stuff like I can know the lyrics to and kind of just like I kind of just like sing along or like kind of like rap to, like those just like kind of really get me hype, and just like some throwbacks that I just remember from like being with friends. Just like, I don't know, just like certain songs can just like trigger me. I'm just like, I'm ready to go. You know, it's just like,
if you ever find your old playlist, guys, from back in the day, send them to me. I would love to see them.
Oh man. Pull up my pre-Navy.
Yes, I would love to. So there used to be this radio station and they would steal someone's iPod and play it. You never know what someone has on those headphones, and it cracks me up.
Shoot.
Dude, there'd be some. Go ahead.
If somebody stole your playlist and started playing it live on the air, would you be like embarrassed, or would you be like, heck yeah?
I'd be like at this point I would be like, heck yeah. And then there's some stuff where I just laugh at myself about, because like, yeah, nah, man, I play music at the gym on my phone, and sometimes like, you know, I'll just go into a random playlist and I'll be like, oh, forgot that song was on there. And then I'll just be like, y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's why you looking like that.
I think I may lose my bodybuilder card on a few songs. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I feel you. Like, you never come up on like my playlist. Like I listen to like all my like songs, which is like over like 2,000, and like I just got some weird songs in there. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, it's just some things just like catch my ear. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, it could just be super funky or super weird. I'm like, all right, cool. I can get down with this.
Hey, any F45 Timonian members listening, go to the gym like an hour before while Scotty's working out. You'll catch some of his music. I know I have.
Straight tech.
Love it.
All right. So my laptop died. I had like all of my points written on there, so that's not working.
We are having some technical difficulties today, people, but we are doing it because we are resourceful.
Yes.
Now, if there's anybody's resourceful, it's gonna be us.
That's right.
So what are crap, I'm trying to remember. The one thing I do remember is like some superstitions, like, or like things that you like. I'm trying to think of another word for it. Like superstitions, or like things that you always wore, or just like you like your routine kind of thing. Like if you did it wrong, then like, oh, you're like, well, I didn't tie my shoe the right way, so like that's why I lost, like, kind of thing. You know?
Say no more.
So basically, like for wrestling, I just always got ready about, I want to say like 10-15 minutes before a match, tournaments are a little tougher because you kind of just like are waiting, and the weight classes are kind of all over the place. So you have to kind of just like be ready, be warmed up whenever, because you just are always waiting for like they give you bout numbers, but like they're always like all over the place. So a lot of times I start warming up. All right, I get up, like throw my headphones in. I have like all my sweats on. Like I'm starting to kind of like warm my body up, and usually I'll kind of just like start walking around. You know what I mean? I'll just like do a lap around the gym. I'll do a lap the other way. And I'm just kind of focusing. I'll like look at some of the matches going on. Maybe I'll catch something that someone's doing. And maybe like, all right, cool. Like that looks like it works. Like, or just like, I'll kind of like mimic things. And then when it gets like closer, then I'm like eyeing like for my competition. I kind of like try to find them.
Let me watch him real quick.
Like,
Who is it? Who's going down by the body today? Who is it?
Like, yeah. And then like sometimes I was like, all right, cool. Like, all right, that's the guy. Like, wow, he's big. All right, shit. No.
Yeah, right.
No, and then I'll just all right. And then boom, it gets closer. Then all right, cool. Like so then I start taking some layers off. All right, then I'll eventually take my headphones off when it's like right before my match. I'll throw the headgear on, kind of get used to it because headgears are like super uncomfortable and like you never wear it during practice when you're supposed to. So you kind of get like used to it, putting the headgear on. Make sure your shoes are tied. Like I always, people always tape them. I hate taping them, but I had like a certain pair of shoes that you had like a little spot you could tuck them in, and because the last thing you want to do is like get like people like would purposely just wrestling was annoying sometimes because people would like purposely, oh, my shoe's untied, and like you have to like wait and like tie your shoe and stuff like that. I think they eventually made a rule where you had to tape them, something like that, so you like wouldn't stop like get like a cheap timeout during a match.
Oh yeah, like that.
Yeah. And then like right before the match, I kind of get like super psyched up, and I'll sometimes just like visualize at least like the first minute like how I want it to go. All right, cool. Like this is like I'm gonna try this first. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna lead into that. And because that's what wrestling is. It's like a chain of movements, and it's about like seeing what works and what doesn't work. You know, it's kind of getting like a feel of what that guy does. I wasn't like a great like skilled wrestler. I was actually my buddies. We got like Korean barbecue this past Friday, and we were kind of like BSing, talking about college and wrestling, and all my friends want me to get into MMA. I'm like, I don't like getting hit in the face, so like I don't know if that's gonna happen. And every time I go to my buddy's house, we watch fights, and I literally like someone always breaks something, and I'm like, this is why I don't want to fight, guys. This is.
Are you watching? If you're watching UFC, I mean, gosh, you don't have to. My gosh, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, because I go from the mom perspective. I'm like, Mom, that could be my kid in there. My gosh.
Right.
Yeah, and it can get ugly real quick.
You get slapped real fast.
So we were like BSing and like talking about like wrestlers who was good and blah blah. And I was like, I wasn't like I wasn't a good wrestler, but like I was more like conditioned. Like I always outlasted the other guy. And then my one buddy was like, "Nah, Scott, you just like had like more heart than everybody else." And
that too.
And he said that, I was like, damn, like, okay, like that's one way to look at it as well, because like I would never quit. Like I'd be down like 10-2, and like I'd make a run back, and like sometimes like I'd win last second, or like or at least I would like not give up. You know what I mean?
Totally. I totally see, like, you're not that athlete that's like, all right, we got 3 minutes left. We're losing 3-0. What's the reality, right? You don't even go that route. You're like, just go.
Forget that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, what do I have
to do? It's worse when you have someone like that on your team, though. That's the worst. When you have teammates like that think, oh, it's unrealistic. Well, let's just try, damn it.
Yeah, if you watch, like, I know the wrestling in the Olympics, but like there was 2 of our guys who won the last second. Literally got takedowns the last second and won gold. Like they easily could have just gave up.
You can't give up in life. That's why you can't give up in life, man. Or something that you really want. That's why you can't give up.
That's right.
Right. You just gotta go. You just gotta keep going. And at least if you failed and you kept going, it's like, hey, I gave it my all. There was nothing that I could have done to change the outcome of that. You know what I mean? And you didn't. You took control of it. You know.
Yeah, and like comes down to like what your routine is, like what you're used to. Like when you do something like different or weird, like you try warming up different, like, oh, like, ooh, like now like something's like tweaked. Like you don't want to just change stuff before like a match, like we said, like with the food thing. Like you don't want to like start warming up a different way than you were previously. Like, oh, like let's take some shots. I'm like, no, like I never like practiced taking shots really before a match like that, because like, not that I don't want to, it's just like I never did. Like what if I take a shot and like I don't know, I come down weird, or like I like you catch, you know what I mean? Like you just never know.
Yeah.
I feel
then,
you 100%.
Snacks I used to eat, like I had like my Gatorade, I'd have banana, I had like some kind of like bagel like that morning, just like kind of like for carbs, just like for that energy, and just boom. I would actually eat candy sometimes too. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. I
ain't
got
judging.
cups before I get on stage, man. It's okay.
Yeah. All right, back the right order. Let's go to Ange next. What are kind of like some of your like routine, like superstitious kind of things? Like what's something you have to do before an event or like a competition?
I got not so many, but guys, like I love all the support I get from my family, but when it comes to show day, or show weekend, I roll solo. I don't want because I'm gonna sound so mean, but I'm not. Okay. I don't
I
want
kind of feel you where you're going at.
I roll solo. I don't want to share a hotel room with anyone. I don't need Angelo there. I don't need Reese there. Me and my coach. I see my team. I roll solo. I cannot, because here's the thing, it's a different dynamic being a mom. If my family came with me, what do you think it would turn into?
You would be
Get
worrying
your head
about
out of the game.
Mom, I need this. Hey, hun, can you do this? Hey, bub, you have this? Hey, do you have any utensils I can have? Hey, I forgot my rice cakes, or I forgot, hey, I need some water. But it would turn into me being a mom, right? So even my husband will tell you, you do better alone. And I'm like, thank you. So I roll solo. That's kind of like not a superstition, but it's just a habit. It's just what works for me. I roll solo. I communicate with my coach, obviously. I bring everything. I do my yoga in the morning. I journal, I read, I get myself centered. But the big thing, which is superstition, which I'm not going to get into too many details. If you're in the bodybuilding scene, you know, if you go to the bathroom show day morning, it's going to be a good day.
Hey.
Yes. People are laughing right now if you are in the bodybuilding world. And then before my heels hit the stage, there's one word that flows through my brain. The word smooth. That's all I tell myself. Smooth. That is the word. I put my heels on. I keep them on until they like become part of my body. And smooth, man. Smooth. Bring it. Sass it up. Smooth. Maybe I'll change my word in 2024. I don't know, but this year, 2021 and 2022, like the word smooth served me. It really did.
Hey, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Yep.
So that's they told us in boot camp. So that made a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yep. And then I do not typically go out to dinner after. Like, it's so funny because everyone's got these big plans and I'm like, nope, going to my hotel room. I'm tired. I want to wash this makeup and this tan off. I got extensions. My hair is like, I transform. You won't even recognize me. Like, I want to get back to this clip, clean hair, no tan, no makeup, take the eyelashes off. Like, I want my hotel room. I'm not even worried about food. I just want my hotel room. And yeah. And it's a slippery slope. I don't want to go out to dinner post show because you know what? I might have another show coming in another week. I can't, I don't want to go out and risk, eating too much or binging or maybe, who knows? You got to stay You got to stay. So I usually finish eating my food that I brought, and go to bed. Exciting.
Hey, it's your life, and I feel like that's the most important thing. Is like it's exciting for me. It's exciting for me. That's all that matters. Just like this made my night go perfect. I can't have it any other way. Like any other way would have been perfect, exciting night for you. That wouldn't work for me. That would actually be the exact opposite for me. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yep.
I feel you on that. Like, because it applies to different people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's where I am. Exactly. That's what I got.
Hey, I'm not
All
gonna lie.
right.
Right before a wrestling match, I always have to pee. I don't know if it's like a nervous thing or what. Like I always have to pee before a wrestling match.
I got a P too, but it's a couple letters after that afterwards. So it's before I go do something, always have to go to the bathroom, but it's not to just pee.
Yeah.
Oh, I love how we turn out bowel habits on this podcast.
Man, I be almost late in the morning when it comes to stuff like that, but it's all good.
Gotta do what you
Yeah,
gotta do.
it's all good.
We're honest
Hey,
here. There is no topic
perfect.
until we are honest.
All right, Prince. What
Oh
you got?
shoot, man, I almost forgot it's my turn. Dude, so when it comes to just like routines before having to do stuff, my biggest thing is just making sure I'm in a calm place. So like I try not to do or be in an environment that amps up my nerves too much, which is
Agree.
like I try not to be in like a just a state of just emergency. So like that's one thing I just focus on, just trying to make sure I'm calm, and that takes a lot sometimes. Like, and it requires just being quiet, being solo, having that quiet time. I do like you ever hear that thing like when you're trying to reverse and the music's too loud, you're like, hey, cut that down, I can't see. Like I'm that I'm like that type of person. Like before I gotta do stuff, man, I just like to have like that calm, that minute to just like think. You know what I mean? Now I am a person where not like a lucky underwear person, but I am like, okay, I want to wear these underwear when I do this event, you know what I mean? Or when this is about to go down, I got my underwear. My underwear play a big role, and I want something that's comfortable. I want something that's, waistline stylish. You know what I mean? Not that I sag my pants or anything, but like it's just a mental note of me knowing that I have it on.
It's so much
You know what I mean? Yeah, that like, and then also like I find that like I perform best too, like when I feel fresh. So like if the opportunity presents itself, I want to take a shower right before. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be, just that I feel really fresh when I do that. So just certain things like I don't really have too much that I do. I was telling Scotty when you kind of blink when your phone overheated, Ange, that like like I still do get nervous sometimes before group fitness or before certain events. So when the opportunity presents itself, I'll do like some explosive movements. Like if there's a bar there, I'm gonna do muscle ups. If there's boxes, I'm gonna do box jumps or jump squats. Or sometimes I even sprint. Like I like to do explosive movements just to get into like that beast mode, like state of being, get the adrenaline and the action ready going. So that's something that I'll do like whenever I'm getting ready for any type of event, any type of group fitness, about to train a client, if I'm about to like take some photos, or if I'm gonna go even like going out and on an outing. You know what I mean? Like me and my wife, we had like a date night not too long ago, like a really good like eventful date night. uh and like, but before that date night, like while she was getting ready and stuff like that, like I was actually like doing some weighted squats. You know what I mean? Like just working out a little bit before we went out. That's my thing. And it's different for everybody, but that's my thing. And I say before I leave the house, because I think for me, leaving the house is an event in itself. Before I leave the house, it's always showing the people that before I leave or before they leave, showing the people that I love them. And my daughter is taking the ring. There you go. But yeah, those are those are some of my things that I like to get into.
I love
See how I
that.
closed myself off for this preparation?
Right. That's great.
Anyway,
Yeah, these podcasts. Never know what's gonna happen.
I know, I
Man,
love
you
it.
never know.
I know this time I made sure my phone was charged, but then my laptop wasn't, so I wasn't prepared that way.
Yeah. And mine overheated and my Bluetooth died. So whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, my phone was
we
gonna die.
Do you guys have the list I sent you? I can't. I think
Yeah,
that
hold
was.
on. I was gonna pull it up. I think that was everything though, but I'm gonna pull it up real fast, because I do have it.
One thing while you're looking, so it's always good. Like I always like to see the stage. That's a big one. I like to see and kind of get an idea, like what it looks like what I'm going to be looking out at the judges, like that. Just for some reason, I don't know why, but that helps me like calm my nerves when I know what the stage looks like. It could just be a picture of it that one of the promoters posts. For some reason, I just like to do that.
Now that makes so much sense. Like that makes a lot of sense, actually, at least to me.
Yeah.
No, I do the
So
same thing. Like I need to know what mat I'm going to be on. All right, cool. Like I have my stuff over there. Like and then like my team or my mom, like people like prepare. They put themselves over there to watch. I do the same thing when I go to the airport. Like I always try to make sure I'm the most prepared to go on a flight, because I don't hate flying, but it's just like I hate sitting in one position too long. But I want to make sure I've got like all my things. I need to make sure I have my drinks. I got my snacks. Like I got my movies downloaded. Like I don't want to just be bored, or I got my book with me, or just in case. Like I got my songs down. But like for some reason, every time I go to the airport, I could be like an hour early, right? And I know when I get food, I always just go to my gate just so I know where my gate is, and then I'll go find like somewhere to eat or like sit down or do something.
do the same.
I feel that way too.
Gate, and then I go, all right, cool. What did I pass on the way here? What did I want to go eat? All right. And then I'll go like venture off.
Yeah. Me and my wife are on the same page with that. Like we always do that when we travel, and it's like, all right, scope it out on the way there, but let's just get there first. It's like I'd rather go without eating before I miss this flight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like they got some peanuts on the plane. They still give a little bit of food. I don't know if y'all remember, like years ago, like my first flight was like in 2000. It was
We
a
did
long time ago.
full meals. We used to get full meals back in the day.
A whole meal, dude. Like, yeah, like you knew like on the plane you were gonna eat like maybe 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? Like,
That their omelet, man. I look forward to that on early morning flights.
man, only flight last time I flew was like it was an overseas flight, and they were looking out there like they, my flight to Spain on Aer Lingus, like they hooked it up. They hooked it up a lot. Like I was like, I got 2 nice hot meals. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was popping. Overseas flights are awesome, man. But yeah, that was quick thing, Scotty. That was all of the questions, bro. Those three. Yep. So you hit it on the head, bro. You were prepared. You're prepared. You didn't even need it. You didn't even need it.
Let's go. I know. I feel like I've been a lot better. Like the older I've gotten, like the more prepared I get. Because like, last thing you want to do is get caught with pants down. You know, like oh shit, like where's all my like crap.
Man, dude, I think that's the biggest thing too. Time management is like the king of any preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Time management is the king of any preparation. Like Rick Ross said it, and I live by that now. To where he's like, I'm a boss, but he was like, even when I had to work for somebody, he was like, I got up early. I didn't want to feel rushed, even if I was working for someone else, getting my money with someone else. I don't want to feel rushed. I want to still be on my own time, even when I do work for someone, like that type of thing, and all that. And I was like, that is just boss mentally. You know what I mean? So like I don't like that feeling of just having to scramble. I do not like that feeling, man. It does not go well.
Same.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like I do a good job because I feel like I've done it so much at this point where like I can make it work. I can figure it out. But it's not ideal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not
No, you do what you got to do.
And sometimes like I feel like I over prepare sometimes because I overthink the situation, and like I'll like go on a trip, like I overpack, or like I all right, cool, like I got this and this, and like I end up like not even using like half of like the things I brought with me, you know. Like sometimes I'll do, but like I guess it's better to be prepared than not, right?
Have it and not need it rather than need it and not have it,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
that charger.
Exactly. Like that charger. I know I'm about to just leave at the studio because I'm always here.
Well, that too, yeah. That's the option.
And then you're prepared and you got things where you need them.
Facts, man.
Before we get into like our music, anything that we're listening for the week, do we have anything else that we want to touch base on? Being prepared, any tips to give to our viewers?
Man, I would just say like it's kind of like, like know what you're up against to the best of your knowledge and your abilities. Know what you're up against. You know what I mean? Like if you like, like how you say you look for your opponent when you're about to wrestle them. In that area, I guess you Google that person, look for them, you know what I mean? Or, and then if you got a test, study for it, look up all of that stuff. But know what you're up against, whatever it may be. You're going into a career, get a good understanding of that career, maybe talk to some people, you know what I mean? All that stuff. Just like know your opponent, whatever that may be, metaphorically.
And I like when, Scotty, you might relate to this, UFC George St. Pierre. I remember in every interview with him, he wants to be ready for a fight a month before the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Yep, that goes for bodybuilding. You better feel ready before peak week. Like you better feel ready a couple weeks before. Like, and that's the motto that my coach uses, and I love it. And it has served me well. Be ready way before you need to be ready. Absolutely.
I love that. All right, guys. Well, I got nothing else for being prepared. I think I was pretty well prepared for this.
You're so prepared.
So prepared. But like I said, if you guys have any questions about what to do to get ready for your next competition or event, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, especially if it's anything with bodybuilding or shows like that. Reach out to Ange. If you guys are athletes and maybe you need some like stuff to do like before match, some like warm-ups to not like overexert yourself, let me know. And then whatever you guys got, just let us know. And remember, we want to give you guys what you guys want to hear. So don't hesitate to send a comment what you guys want to hear in the future as well. But before we off, we are going to hit up what we're listening to this week. I know it's a little sooner in the week than we normally do it. And I'm going to start off with Pump It Up by Endor. I know Julianne's going to love this song. I'm not sure if it's a Michigan thing or not, but I know she gets hyped when it's in here. And it came through like on my radio the other day, and I was like. I
think I know it. How's it go?
I think I'm just gonna.
Can you play it?
Play it.
Can you play it? Are you going to be that technologically advanced?
If I can.
Oh, we're all waiting.
I don't know why it's not that loud.
Right. I got closer as if I could hear it any better.
No, okay. I don't know why it's not playing that loud. That's weird. All right. Well, it's like
No,
pump it up. You pump it up.
But yes, I play the song all the time. I love it. Good one.
Yeah. It's the jam. It's the jam.
It's so good.
It plays louder. Maybe because I'm on Zoom, it didn't play that loud.
So good. Such
Probably
a good
not.
Prince, you need to play this in your classes.
Yeah. Okay, I will. Yeah,
and you need to put this on your workout playlist. It's so good.
So get you hype.
It'll get you.
All right, what are you listening to?
Man, dude, I tapped into some Waka Flocka. Some old Waka Flocka. I'll see. This is in my high school. This is in my high school playlist. My daughter, she was watching Muppets, and like somebody was like Waka 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 Waka, and I was like, man, I want to hear some Waka Flocka. So Waka Flocka Flame. Oh, let's do it.
Yes.
He's like I like listening to him too because he's just like. I played in class sometimes. I would just be like in a mix, and I'll just like look at some of the members. Like it would be some of the moms sometimes. I'm like, I know it's angry, right? He's angry.
Waka Saka. I love
It's
it.
a yell.
Why is he so angry? I'm like, I don't know. It's Waka.
I don't know, but it's very provocative.
Waka Flocka voice.
Yep.
And what are you jamming to?
All right. I'm gonna make this quick. I got things to talk about. Okay, number one, Young Dirty Bastard is the son of ODB. Just saying. Did we know
Oh.
that? Did you know
I
I
that?
saw
didn't know that. No, I didn't know
Okay.
that.
Because they were on like
Alright.
the red carpet together, like, and they were talking about like their wardrobe.
Okay. So BET Awards were amazing, by the way. Performances, awesome. So, okay, Young Dirty Bastard, definitely the son of Old Dirty Bastard. Okay. Don't know any of his songs, but I was like, who, what? I had to research that. Okay. Jack Harlow, what's happening there? Jack Harlow, I do like him. On point. Lil Wayne, Brandy, I mean, great performance at the BET Awards, I must say, but I mean, mad props for him for getting Lil Wayne to record with him. So
Yeah.
I got my little Wayne fix. Saw him on the BET Awards. He just looks so good. I just love him. I love him.
Man,
Please come back.
Wayne's
Come
awesome.
back full time.
Right.
Okay. Brandy looked amazing. Lizzo did amazing. Lato, do I say her name right? LLTTO, Big Energy. Did I say that her name right?
I don't know.
Maybe I gotta Google her.
Okay, so I definitely love Big Energy. My girl
You know
Mariah. Mariah sounded good. She looked great at the BET Awards. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I mean, to have Mariah to go ahead and remix one of her most popular songs. Mariah's like, not many people can sing like her, right? Or how she
Nah.
but to be able to have her approval and for her to be on your songs, pretty badass, I must
Mhm.
say.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, but I gotta give it to a good video cardio music is the bad boy P. Diddy. He earned the Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards. Why? Right now? Why are we waiting till 2022 to give it to him? Don't know. But he had on his performance Jodeci, Little Kim. Little Kim came out. Mary J.
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
All the
Faith,
legends.
everybody came out. He performed. It was good. If you are a 90s kid and you're in your 40s like me, please, it's worth the YouTube.
Yeah, Diddy's been around through it all, man. Diddy has been around through it all, for real. Like, and he's still is show stopping.
He's one of my 5 that I would want to have lunch with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I mean,
Definitely have to check that out.
yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, that was a lot of fun. Definitely got some. Hopefully, you guys got like a lot of tips and pointers from us with preparedness. Like I said, it's always better to be than not. So we will catch you not next week. 2 weeks.
Nah, we
Disconnecting.
disconnecting. But how about this? Real quick. Y'all should drop in the comments some topics that y'all want to hear. Y'all should just do that. If you don't want to put out there publicly, like send a message.
Yeah.
Like send some topics. Like,
Instagram. Doesn't matter. At Sky of the Body.
And fit.
You aimed it right. Am I right?
Yes, you're
Am I right? Train like Prince, all platforms.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Keep elevating, keep crushing it, and deuces.
Peace. Thanks for tuning in, man. We'll see y'all later.